In this video, we're going to look at screen designs. Now, screen designs are used to do three things. The first is to show the designer how to lay out the controls on a screen. The second is to show what those control elements will do. And the third is to show how data will be validated by the form before data is allowed to enter the system. Okay, so what we are going to be doing here is showing you how to create a screen design that does those three things. The first thing to remember as well, we need to make sure that what we're doing here is reasonably good looking. Okay, we want to remember that we don't want, say, that there and that. Let's do another one, let's say here. So we do that one that goes there, and we'll do, say we'll have a button over here and a button over here. You know, we don't want that sort of thing. We want to make sure that we use the rule of thirds wherever possible. You will have done that in Art by now. And we want to make sure that we are, wherever possible, filling out the screen in a way that leaves enough white space to guide the user, that we are showing the user where to enter information in the correct way, and guiding the user through the process to actually enter information that we need in the system. So to do that, we can use a number of techniques. One is appropriate white space. So you don't want things right up in the corner. Give the user a bit of room. Let's say this is a profile picture, okay? Give it a bit of room. And we group elements together that make sense. So in this particular case, we might say, well, this would be an upload, a new image. This would be delete this image. This would be something else related to the image, okay? They're grouped together. They make sense together, okay? You don't also then want to have controls just flying around the screen. So if we were to say this is going to be user preferences, let's say we allow for a dark mode, an orange mode, and a light mode, whatever. Here you can see that because only one mode can actually be applied at any given time, we'd use radio buttons. If we provided them with checkboxes, that wouldn't work at all, okay? Because we want only one of those systems to be, or one of those options to be available at any given time. We can also make sure that we use, that everything lines up. Let's say this is upload a new file, okay? So we need to make sure that we know that this is grouped together, okay? This is grouped together. In some systems, you'll see that they like to use group boxes. So you'll see a frame around a set of options. And that way the user knows, well, that's grouped together. That is what I need to do. What if we needed a date of birth? Well, we don't want them just typing in letters what a date of birth might be. So we want to make sure that we give them a date picker. That way we know that the data is going to be valid. If we want them to choose from a series of options, we will have a combo box. Again, that looks very, very similar. Well, that's going to be confusing. Well, this is where our labeling comes in. So here we need to say that this is a date selector for the date of birth. And this is option box or drop down, option box. And here you might select country of origin. Okay, here we would say this is file selection used for user pick button, delete profile or delete profile image, picture, user profile, can't spell, option box, display mode. Okay, so everything, I know I've left a couple, but everything needs to be clearly labeled and given a description as to what it's actually going to do when the user uses that particular part of the screen.